So what we're doing today is learning how to integrate quotations. So I have all the notes that you need up here, but we're going to start with a little video clip first, okay? Something that you probably already recognize. Ooh, double lip. There you go. Try again.
Right then, the meeting has officially come to order. Let us all say the pledge. I am a shark, not a mindless eating machine. If I am to change this image, I must first change myself. Fish are friends, not food.
Except stinking dolphins.
Dolphins? Yeah, they think they're so cute. Look at me, I'm a flippin' little dolphin. Let me flip for you, ain't I something?
Right then, today's meeting is step 5. Bring a fish friend. Now, do you all have your friends?
Got mine.
Hey there!
How about you, chum?
Oh, well, I seem to have misplaced my friend.
It's all right, chum. I had a feeling this will be a difficult step. You can help yourself to one of my friends.
Oh, thanks, mate. A little chump and chum, eh?
I'll start the testimonies. Hello, my name is Bruce.
Hello, Bruce.
It has been 3 weeks since my last fish. On my honour, or may I be chopped up and made into soup.
You're an inspiration to all of us.
Amen.
Right then, who's next?
Oh, pick me!
Yes, the little Sheila down the front.
Woo!
Come on up here.
Hi, I'm Dory.
Hello,
Dory.
And, well, I don't think I've ever eaten a fish.
Hey, that's incredible.
Good on you, mate.
I'm glad I got that off my chest.
All right, anyone else? Hello, how about you, mate? What's your problem?
Me? I don't have a problem.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I thought we'd start with that little clip just so that we can get a context for the quotation that we're going to practice with for this integrating quotations lesson. Very, very simple, very, very brief, and I appreciate the help of Diane Henning sharing her little examples and making this even easier. All right, so we're going to get started. Of course, the quotation that we're going to use from this particular film, or this clip anyway, is fish are friends, not food. All right, so that's what we're going to be dealing with. Now notice, I have the quotation here perfectly. It's perfectly fine. We have a perfect citation. Everything about it is fine. Remember, it's a video clip, so we don't have page numbers or anything like that. We're not going to, so we're making this very, very simplistic. I'm simply showing you how to integrate a quotation. This is not literally about how to write the citation, just how to include it. And there are other ways to do this as well, but I'm providing you 3 levels of integration. So the first thing that I want to show you is the incorrect way to integrate a citation. So this is what you should write in your notes right now. All right, so this is incorrect. Let's look at it. Marlin heard the shark saying that they will not eat fish because fish are their friends. That's a complete sentence, independent clause, etc., whatever. Okay, so then we have our quotation here. Fish are friends, not food. It's done exactly like this. So as far as writing it is concerned, it's fine. What is not fine about this is that it is not integrated. So the word integrated, mixed, blended, and I have some other examples down here, but that's what it means. These are 2 separate chunks. There's no integration. Okay, so here I've listed the reasons why this is incorrect. Very basically, number 1, it's repetitive. We have Marlin saying that they will not eat fish because fish are their friends. Fish are friends, not food. That's repetitive. It's not new information. It's not explanatory. It's not supplementary. It's supplementary, to make whole, to add to. It's not insightful. It's simply a repetition of what's already been said. We don't need that. In integrating a quotation, you're trying to add information and context, etc. Also, what this is called, or what we call it, is a quotation bomb. You've just dropped it right in. It doesn't connect to anything. It doesn't show any kind of critical thinking. It's just simply dropped in there because, the teacher said you had to have a, citation and a quotation in this paragraph. It doesn't seem to have a connection that you've created for your reader. So quotation bomb, as I just said, it's simply dropped into the sentence without any integration. Sorry about this formatting, it's about the size. Integration, weaving, incorporation, or assimilation into the sentence at all. It's a sentence on its own without being connected. Okay? So the 3 levels of how to integrate a quotation are pretty simple. All right? Let's look at the first one. Please focus on this. Write this. The elementary, the most basic level. There are different ways you can do it, but this just shows you the most basic level. Marlin heard the shark saying, comma, fish are friends, not food. And then we have our citation. Notice that this is one complete sentence, so we have this integration. It's a very simple integration, but it's integrated nonetheless. What needs to be present? Who is saying it? The sharks. What are they saying? The quotation, which is cited, of course. And then you need some context for the situation, connection, explanation, insight, if you will. Now this one isn't very insightful, but there's a bit of context. We have a character, Marlin, hearing the shark saying this. And then you can develop the idea, connect it to your, whatever your point is that you're making, a little further after this. Okay? But this is how to integrate the quotation at the most basic level. At the middle level, the next step, look at this one. Marlin heard the shark saying that they will not eat fish because fish are their friends, and we have a citation. Okay, of course, the end of the sentence punctuation comes after the citation. If the citation is in the middle of a sentence, of course you don't do that, but you guys are probably not at that point yet, is to learn how to really do that. We'll work on that later. Right now, focusing on integration only, okay? So, what is different between this and this? Very simply, this is paraphrased. What makes this one better than this one? Because kids say to me all the time, Schawe, there isn't even a quotation, so that's not integrating, and what are you citing? Well, this is not you, the writer's idea. You are taking this quotation, processing it, using higher order thinking skills, paraphrasing it, mixing it up a little bit, putting it kind of into your own words, and replaying it. It's not your information. You didn't dream it up. You didn't create it. So you still have to cite it because this is simply paraphrased information. Okay? All those other components are still there. Who? The sharks. What? Not eat fish because fish are friends. And then some more context. Again, basic, Marlin heard. The highest level of integration, again, many different ways to do this. I'm just showing you one example. The highest level of integration. Marlin heard the shark saying that fish are not food because fish are friends. We have our citation. So many young people think that when you have these quotation marks that you're doing that colloquial thing like, she says she's my friend. That's not what this is. This is literally quoting verbatim. So if you look at the original quotation and you look at this, it is still quoted because not food is in that order, together. Fish are friends is together in that order. So you are still quoting simply from the same source, and you've mixed it up a little bit. You've shown critical thinking by utilizing it and mixing it into the way that you need it that makes the sentence perhaps more interesting. That's probably not the best word to use, but a little more interesting, and showing that you really understand the quotation and how it's being dealt with because you've manipulated it to really be mixed in, blended in, absorbed as part of the sentence itself. Okay? Make sure that you're copying these exact notes. Make sure that you write your summary and write your essential question after you've finished your summary. I'm sure you already know, add your left margin questions. These two words should appear in your essential question properly and effectively. Okay, what's the topic? Integrating quotations. So now, mix that all together, see what your summary says, and write that essential question, which the summary answers.